Hello, everybody, and welcome to Active Reload, episode 89. We're one away from our 90th anniversary.
Yes, 90th anniversary.
Yeah, as far as episodes go. Our 90th episode. Welcome to episode 89. He's back from vacation, so we're doing a show.
Yep.
And we've got things to talk about.
A lot, actually.
Some release date stuff, but mainly the big story of the week is a big game taking everything by storm. I'm trying to keep it a little obscure.
Oh, God.
Yeah, let's get into the show. Welcome to 89. All right, we're going to go ahead and just get straight into it. There's this game. It's called Clair Obsur Expedition 33.
This game sucks.
It's the worst game we've ever played. No, that's not true. It landed on Game Pass.
Yeah.
It was.
I feel bad that it's on Game Pass.
I don't. I feel like they're getting monster numbers on Game Pass, and people are buying it.
I think it's hours played when it comes to that, anyways.
So it landed on Game Pass, which also I will say, I bet Game Pass is probably the smartest thing it could have done, because I think a lot of less people would have played it with the Oblivion remake that also came out. Yeah,
the Oblivion remake that came out right before it.
Yeah.
Really did. It could have taken the win out of its sales completely.
Yeah.
Without Oblivion coming out, this might have had a better, better reception.
Launch. But if it came out and it wasn't on Game Pass, it would have been. It could have been a mess.
Game Pass wins.
Yeah, they do it again. So this game, it had a little bit of momentum coming towards it. There were trailers for it. I think at Game Awards, right, or something like that. There was a big.
There was the
Xbox,
at some point. The Xbox one. The Direct.
And the trailer for it was very cool. I think we both had that as a highlight when we went through whichever show that was that we talked about.
Yeah, remember, I thought it was an actual JRPG, not just inspired by one.
Yeah,
and I was like, they walk forward too much. I thought the level design was just going to be you walk forward, run into a boss, and blah blah blah. It's not like that at all. I
remember saying the comment that it's got a bad title.
Yeah, it still does.
That's still a fact. But
it's so popular now that just saying Expedition 33 everybody knows what you're talking about. Yeah.
So this game's a hit. This game is, dare I say, actually taking a little bit of the shine away from the Oblivion Remaster, to be honest with you.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Which is kind of crazy, because if you would have told anybody that Oblivion Remaster was coming, that would have been like a game to get out of the way of, but it was shadow dropped. Which was also probably a smart idea on their part, too, because that seems like it really built a lot of momentum for the remaster, for the Oblivion Remaster. But Clair Obsur Expedition 33 is one of the funnest games I've played.
That's recently. The big news here.
Yeah.
This guy was a big hater on JRPGs.
Not just JRPGs,
turn-based strategy RPGs.
I saw this game.
RPGs, really.
I also think when I saw the trailer initially, at whatever show it was for, I think I said, if I remember correctly, I had a bunch of excitement for it, and then I saw it was a turn-based strategy, and all my excitement went away.
Yeah.
Now I'm playing it, and boy, oh boy, am I a little hypocrite? Because I'll be honest with you, this turn-based strategy, I mean, and also
it's turn-based.
It's different
RPG.
Turn-based. Yeah, it's not straight up turn-based Final Fantasy style. It's got a little close. It's got a little difference though. The parrying, the blocking is different.
The parrying is fine. Yeah, the active.
QTEs.
The QTEs is nothing that new when it comes to offensive QTEs, quick time events. I mean, it was in Legend of Dragoon back in the day, which was a Sony Final Fantasy game.
And everybody knows Legend of Dragoon. It was, this game is really, I think I saw today that it sold 1 million copies, which is also huge. Even though it's on Game Pass, it's also sold 1 million copies.
That's awesome. Yeah, there was, I think 100 and something, 120 something, maybe 140 something concurrent Steam users.
140 million? 140,000. Yeah.
And that's a lot.
Yeah.
For a JRPG. That's more than Final Fantasy Rebirth. That's more than Persona. That's this is a huge hit.
Yeah, it's been a massive success. And honestly, we're talking about kind of the game, like the financial success part of it, copy success.
Who cares?
But the game itself is brilliant. It's an amazing video game. I like I said, I never thought that a turn-based strategy would ever be able to really latch its hooks into me. but this one's got me. I am addicted to the path of this game, the gameplay loop of this game. The art style of this game is
very
gorgeous,
good.
Very unique too.
Oh, yeah.
Feels incredibly fresh compared to some of the other, and that's part of the thing that I think like Souls-like games really have going for them as well, is that everything that they do feels very fresh in terms of art style and play style and everything like that. It feels fresh in terms of their environment, and this one feels incredibly unique in that sense as well. It's hitting you with
all the feels.
Yeah, all the feels. There's a bunch of different color palettes that you walk into, and it basically feels like every corner you turn around, you're going to see something different and unique. And that I really appreciate, and I
just like that it's a good call to JRPGs, but made by French people.
In France, and
it's a lot like, I was going to mention the combat. It's a lot like Mistwalker's old game, which is the guy who invented Final Fantasy came to Xbox to make an exclusive called Lost Odyssey, and it's very similar to that, which I loved back in the day. It's still good, backwards compatible.
Yeah.
And I knew you would like JRPGs. I knew you would like turn-based games.
Okay.
I don't want to call it a turn-based strategy game.
Yeah, that's
it's
not
more
entirely
like a turn-based RPG.
It's a turn-based QTE RPG.
Yeah, with parries.
With parries. Yeah, and the parries are cool because they help you immensely.
Do you dodge before you...
I used to dodge a lot more, but now I'm trying to parry everything just because it's... Yeah, because, I mean, they give you way more points.
I have my AP. One character dodges and gets more AP action points.
Yeah.
And so I never... parry with that guy. And also, what the heck is his name?
Gustav.
There you go.
Yeah. Looks exactly like Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Cannot believe they got away with it, I'll be honest with you. But
voiced by Daredevil.
I did, Charlie Cox. The English voice is Charlie Cox, who plays Daredevil. And then one of the characters who is... trying to avoid spoilers, but he's in the game, is also voiced by
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis, one of the most renowned voice actors on planet Earth.
And motion capture actors.
Yeah, and and I think he does do the motion capture for this game too.
He probably does. Why would you hire him and not do
it? So yeah, they absolutely, they've killed this. For those that don't know, if you're looking to get into Clair Obsur, should I describe what this game is? Like what the story is?
Yeah, please. So, good luck.
So imagine a world. Fractured. The world was normal before, but it's been fractured.
Pre-war.
Still trying to figure that part out.
So it's 100 years ago.
Yeah, and there's a lot of... Is it magic?
67 years ago.
Is it magic that's going on? Would you call it that? Something... There's some magical elements to it.
They call it chroma.
Yeah, there's a main antagonist to it, and her name is the Paintress, and she's basically just almost a godlike figure in the distance to these people on the city.
Always looming too, which is really cool.
And she basically paints a number on this big slab that everybody can see, and the number is the age at which every person that is alive, when they hit that age, they essentially die. They turn into a bunch of flowers.
So everybody's getting younger and younger and younger. And so this Expedition 33 is everybody who's on
32.
They're pretty much have a year left, and some don't. Some just volunteer.
Yeah.
And they try to save the world.
Yeah. They try to beat the Paintress, kill the Paintress seemingly, and stop this from happening because the number's going down every year. So they started at 100. It's at 33 now, and it's going to keep going down.
Imagine when it gets to 12 and a bunch of 12-year-olds have to go fight.
I mean, they're going to have 12, and then even less. It'll be 8-year-olds because they want to volunteer because they want to live longer. Yeah, that's where we're at. It's great. It's awesome. It's very confusing at first. Me trying to describe it doesn't make any sense. But as you're getting into it,
I appreciate the writers and the game makers treating me like I'm an adult and not an idiot.
They don't try to baby you through it, especially at the beginning. They're like, the prologue is very dark, and they're like, "Hey, we're not gonna really let off the gas here. They're going through this, and they've gone through it for the last 67 years, and this is what they're experiencing. So that's how it works." And I do respect the fact that that's how they're approaching it. They're not trying to explain, especially at the beginning, every little bit that your character would already know because they have to fill you in on it. So it's awesome. The game's unbelievable. Really I don't remember.
Definitely I love Kingdom Come Deliverance too, but
Whoa.
there's times where I put it down. I haven't put this game down.
I haven't.
I mean, this is game of the year for me so far.
I'm up there with that as well.
Great
it's
music.
Just, I don't. Oh yes. Oh my. The music. The music is so good, and it feels like every track is different depending on every level that you're in. And they're all world. They're all very unique in the way that they're played.
This is your very first JRPG. It is a JRPG. It's just not made in Japan.
Yeah.
But it is a JRPG. This is your first one?
Probably. Yeah. I'll say my first JRPG that I've gotten this far into for sure.
You know what's really funny is if you probably wouldn't be able to go back to this, but I think Final Fantasy X has a great battle system that you would like.
Okay.
Because you have to memorize how an enemy. It's just the same as Clair Obsur.
Are JRPGs all turn-based strategy games?
Turn-based RPGs, yeah.
But not JRPG. Not every JRPG is a turn-based strategy game.
Yeah, I mean,
or a turn-based game. Like Yakuza, that's a JRPG, no?
No, it's an RPG made in Japan.
Okay, well, that's some people would say.
Some Yakuza games just said the same because thing. They are turn-based.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't really know. It's who knows. Don't ask me to do it.
Persona's a JRPG, but is that turn-based strategy?
Yes.
Too? Okay,
definitely. It's like a wait turn-based. So you do a turn, you wait, they do a turn. Final Fantasy VII has an active time.
Yeah.
So you can't wait forever. They'll just go in front of you, but it's still turn-based.
Okay. Interesting.
Now
there are times where it feels...
Dragon's Dogma is a Japanese-made, Capcom-made RPG, but it's an action RPG.
But it's not. Is
it an action JRPG? Is it a JRPG?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's JRPG, but it's not.
When I think of JRPG, I think of an overworld, which this game has.
Yeah.
I think of story heavy, of course. I think of turn-based RPG elements. A grid of some sort, like a upgrade grid of some sort.
Oh, okay.
And invisible walls.
Yeah.
In a part where you start from A and you go to B, almost like a pilgrimage.
Okay.
So I mean, it has all of that.
They do. Yeah. All right.
Great music, great voice acting.
Yeah.
I mean, not always great voice acting.
It feels like it's more of it's a JRPG, but they wanted to get people that don't like JRPGs into it. And they
just want to do something different with
mission
the
succeeded.
Active time battle and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that, it's a gorgeous game. Music's incredible. The action I love. I love all the characters too, which I did not think I was going to end up loving as much as I do. And I think they're all fun, interesting characters.
How far are you into the game?
I just got to...
You finished the little village with all your helpers.
And I just came out of Eski's, it's not his hut, but is it Eski's cave or whatever?
Yeah.
And I completed that area.
Yeah. So you've only unlocked like 20% of the map, maybe less than that.
Yeah. And now I'll be able to go to more because I can use
you can travel faster.
Yeah.
That's another thing that is a JRPG staple. You end up getting some sort of airship or some sort of way to travel more quickly.
And the first like 20% of the game, like you said, is you're moving very slowly through this overworld. You're like, there's no way that this is the only way to do this. Like, I wish I had a car. I remember thinking to myself before I got to that point where I was like, I wish I had a vehicle or something.
Yeah.
Which is so funny.
That's cool. I like that you like this game because I hope maybe you can play Unicorn Overload after this.
Well, all right. Well, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Okay. This one's great. It's amazing.
I really like the management aspect of it. Going through all the Lumieres or whatever you call it.
I can see where people would dislike that. I would understand if because they give you a lot.
Yeah, that's an RPG thing.
Yeah, and I can understand where that would be the jumping off point for a lot of people, where they're like, this is so much to have to like look back and manage.
And one thing they do that is a staple of the genre that I don't really like that much is if your party dies. If most of your party dies, say 2 of the 3 party members die, and then you beat the enemy or the boss even, then the experience only goes to one character.
The one character that's still alive. Yeah.
So if that can ruin a lot of things because some of the bosses in this game get real hard. And I went to areas I'm clearly not supposed to be in yet just to battle really hard bosses. Where just one hit will kill me, but I'm just parrying everything and then reloading after I die and then reloading. And then I finally just nail it and I'll win. And I get really good weapons.
Did you use or did you fight the chief?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one where.
That's what I was telling you about.
Okay, that's the one where I got to, and I did it a couple times. I was like, I'm going to come back to this.
It
There's
kicks
no
you.
way. Yeah.
And then
And I immediately was dead. I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing.
yeah, you just have to parry everything.
Yeah,
I've gotten like her to half her health.
Did you?
It's too. You have to be consistent.
So you didn't beat her though. You
No,
haven't
not even
okay.
close.
Okay. Yeah, I want to try that again, but after a while, I was like, I want to try to continue this story. I'll come back. Yeah, it's. I mean, I love it. It's an amazing game. The only negatives I would have so far.
I have some negatives.
The voice animation when you're playing in English,
lip syncing and stuff.
Anyways, yeah. And I don't know if they don't tell you that if the game is supposed to be played in French or anything like that. They start it default as English.
We are in America, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's made in France, so
I know.
And your father's underpants. But some of the lip syncing is off at times when they're talking. I don't know if it's
that
the
doesn't bother me
cutscenes
that much. Yeah, it happens a lot.
Okay,
especially in the beginning.
Yeah,
the characters start to really grow on you, and you don't care.
Yeah, you stop paying attention to it.
Some animation looks, their eyes look a little doll-like. That goes away too. I think that is mostly in the beginning.
Yeah, I haven't noticed it and that just could be us getting used to it.
Yeah, that's true. So that's what I was struggling with. I can't tell if it continues. Some of their eyes, they don't blink enough sometimes. And this is a personal
You're yelling
opinion.
Blink, dude.
Personal opinion. Their heads are too big. I know this happens in video games and in animation a lot. They try to make it not so realistic. This game is going for realistic graphics. But
in a fantasy world,
I know these guys know that the heads are too big.
Yeah.
But they still have it there anyway. Silent Hill, the remake, did this too. And it looked a lot worse in that game. Where to me, since coming from somebody who draws people all the time, I know that their heads are too big. And their hands don't match their face. And there is a ratio between your face and your shoulder width and stuff like that. And it's all off. So it looks even more doll-like.
What's that called? What's the ratio? Isn't there a term for it?
I don't know.
The ratio between like your face and shoulders. When you're
in anime, you want 9 heads tall. In real life, it's like 7.5 heads tall, basically 7 to 8.
Didn't know that was a thing. Cool.
So if you were a fashion illustrator and you want to do like fashion models, that's why you get tall, skinny ones because it's elegant 9 heads tall.
I didn't know that. How about that?
That's why you see it in anime.
Now you learn more. Well, like interesting.
Yeah. And if you have a big head and you're shorter, usually like evil or dumb.
Also, the scaling when you're in your overworld is very odd. I'm taller than trees.
Yeah, you're basically the size of a tall tree.
Yeah. And that could just be like part of the...
It's the charm of the JRPG.
Exactly. That's what I think they were trying to do.
That's one thing I don't think they needed to do. They could have just made them smaller.
Yeah. But then you're running for a lot longer.
Yep.
So I'm okay with it in the end. But you are like as tall as a couple buildings. And I'm like... What's happening? I don't understand the scaling, but it's fine.
And also the camp. I think the camp it's the same camp over and over again. So no matter where you camp out to talk to your characters and all that stuff, it's the same area.
It's the same.
So I'll be in like a
area.
Snowy mountain, and then I hit the camp, and it's just like the beginning of the game.
It made sense in the first cutscene when they show you the camp. You're like, oh, okay, I'm just outside this area. It makes sense that I'm right here. But then every time you do it again, you're
like, we go all the way back?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
You know how long we've been traveling?
Yeah. But you can put the records on in there. Oh my God.
Yeah, I found my first record. It's hilarious.
What?
I never found a record.
Just found your first record?
I am not like outside of the main areas that you go story-wise. I'm not venturing anywhere else,
dude.
I'm clearing the whole world level or whatever you want to call it, but I'm not going. When they say go north, I'm not going east.
You miss some bangers, dude.
I know. I'm missing all the. I'm missing the swimsuit. Dude.
Yeah, dude. There was a swimsuit you can get.
I got to go back.
And they look great.
I'm so far ahead of that.
I have a huge crush on Lune.
Yeah, me too.
I think I love her. It's crazy that she's just walking around dogs out everywhere. That's insane. But
she does float for some reason.
She does float. That is. That's
I noticed
like
that. So when you are traversing the world anywhere, you can switch characters, and if you pick her, you make no footsteps.
I actually
which is pleasant.
You want to know something interesting? I never switched to her because I don't like the sprinting as floating aspect. I think it's odd. It throws me off a little bit.
I gotcha. I always like to be
grounded.
What's his face?
Oh, Gustav. Yeah, same. Because it feels like he's like kind of the leader, I guess.
I'm actually pretty far. And
don't spoil anything.
I'm not spoiling.
I'm going to cry.
Don't worry. I'm sure you'll cry. I'm not even. I don't even know.
Well, hold on. Not right now. I'm saying I'm going to cry if you're going to spoil it.
No, I'm sure you'll cry. Like the game is a sad game.
Yeah,
and,
that's true.
I know that
it's inherently a sad game.
I know that I haven't. I know Andy Serkis is in the game, and I haven't really done much with him. So I know. He's coming. And that's about it. And there are you've story beats that. What I like about the story is it just gets better and better.
Yeah. And it keeps. It doesn't feel like there's a real dip depending on where you're at. Like it gets you to a point and then it gives you enough to want to keep going.
Yeah.
Like it gives you another add on to the mystery that makes you want to keep moving forward and discover what the answer is to that mystery. That's good writing.
I started to go into these areas and I was like, oh, I like this area. And then I would go everywhere and get lost.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to the next little town or world, whatever you want to call it, biome.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this is even better. And the level design is not the same. So they change it up just slightly different. I think my favorite is the cliffs, which you haven't been to so far.
About to get to.
When you get there, it's a different palette. And it's really, really graphically cool. Holy crap.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
The
graphic and the art direction is just fantastic. There might be AI everywhere.
And it feels incredibly unique, which is like kind of rare in today's gaming landscape.
It's funny because it's just if this came out during the time that Lost Odyssey came out, in 2008, 2009, it wouldn't have been in terms of like gameplay loop and everything. It wouldn't have been anything unique. But now it's been so long since we got a proper JRPG that's grand and gigantic. So it's cool. I'm really excited. I can't wait to go home. I can't stop playing this game.
Yeah, same.
I can't wait to go home and play it. And then I'll spend 6 hours and won't talk to anybody. And someone else will raise my family. And
I'll live in Lumiere.
Yeah,
forever. I'll die at 33. I'm cool with that. I am to close it out. I'm curious to. I have a feeling that they got it. They drew a lot of inspiration from maybe like an Alice in Wonderland style novel, or something like that. Because a lot of these characters are very like, you're either tripping hardcore and you start drawing this stuff, or you're getting some sort of inspiration from other places. And I'd be curious to see what that would be, because I have no idea like how these characters came to concept.
You know what's really funny? On that same point, these characters know each other, and they have history with each other, and they talk to each other like their history. I'm like, how am I supposed to know that they met each other this place and this place, and then eventually it tells you where.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Like, oh,
I remember
it answers all your questions.
There's a conversation you can have at the very beginning of the game with like she's a sculpturist, and she makes a big sculpture of Eski, and when you're in the beginning, you're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
What is this giant big thing that looks like a pillow?
Yeah.
And then you find Eski. You're like, oh,
it's cool.
I recognize this.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's great. It's great.
Such a good game.
It's awesome. I love it.
Hats off. Good job. Go download it or buy it. Whatever you want to do.
What's the hat? French hat. What's the French hat?
I don't know. This game might be a little too French for me sometimes.
Parlez-vous français? You can get a couple outfits that are very French. You get the baguette fit.
Yeah, you get
an actual baguette on your back.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not even joking. That's a real thing to get. It's awesome. And I wore it for a long time. It doesn't make any sense in the story, but it's awesome.
I can't wait to beat it though. I can't wait.
What is that hat called? Anyways, that hat off to you. Expedition Team Sandstorm, right? Isn't that what they're called? Whatever.
Yeah. Can't remember what they're called.
They're
these are former Ubisoft devs. And I want to say this real quick. I bet they went to Ubisoft and they were like, we have this idea and we can do it. And we have this talent that we have lined up and we just want to build this game. And Ubisoft were like, no one's going to buy that.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
We're going to make Yarny instead. What's the name of that game?
Unraveled. Unraveled. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, that's not a bad game from what I understand.
All we need is $30 million or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the budget was in this game.
Whatever it is, they're about to get a lot more because they're probably. I'm excited for Expedition 32.
It doesn't seem like a $200 million game. And to finish it all off, this story. Welcome back, AA Gaming.
Yes. Speaking of, this feels like.
And you're killing it.
This feels like Xbox's first big AA story hit. PlayStation's been getting a couple of them.
Yeah.
And now this feels like the one that Xbox finally nails.
But it's not an Xbox exclusive.
It's not, but it's on Game Pass.
It's a Game Pass exclusive. Okay.
It's a Game Pass exclusive, quote unquote.
Yeah. Yeah.
That one feels.
There's plenty of AA games on Game Pass, but I gotcha.
But you know what I mean? Like it's advertised through Xbox with the Xbox logo at the end and all that stuff. So it feels like this is the big one for them.
But I'm just happy that it's back because it was gone for a long time, and I used to enjoy AA games even though they had jank. These games are just like they're just below the $200 million, $300 million projects, and they have less jank than those games.
Yeah.
They're a polished AA games, and they're killing the industry, or they're killing it in the industry.
Yeah,
the AAA games are killing the industry.
It should only inspire those hopefully bigger companies.
Yeah, what have we been saying forever? You don't need a $400 million video game.
Yeah,
I mean, Marathon probably is triple the budget of this, and people are going to not like it. They're already not liking it. Just the small slice that people are playing.
Yeah.
And
the vertical slice.
And they're not, I don't think, oh man, Bungie's in trouble. Meanwhile, you have whatever Sandstorm game. I don't know who they are. I can't remember what they're called.
I think it's Sandstorm, Sandoon,
they're the ones being like, whoa, we only spent, a fraction of that budget and we've already sold 1 million copies in 5 days. So eat it. You don't need a giant budget. You just need talent. Talent is going to go a long way. I think they did spend a lot of money on the voice acting. Because they knew they had the product and they're like, we need voice actors to deliver this.
Yeah, we got to sell this product. Like we got to sell the.
What's story. The girl? She's a lady Dragonheart or something like that on Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. I'm talking about Lady Stoneheart from Game of Thrones.
Not Stoneheart, but is it? I can't remember something Heart. But she's the girl in Baldur's Gate 3.
I haven't played that.
A lot of people didn't put her in their party.
Should that be?
That could be.
Should that be the next one?
Yeah, that's not a JRPG. That's a
turn-based RPG.
Yeah, it's just more of Dungeons and Dragons that you actually roll a 20-sided die. You can mod that out actually.
No, I would play it like that.
If you were to play Clair Obsur without the offensive QTEs, it's the same as rolling a dice.
Are you talking about Jennifer English?
Yes. Wait, I don't know. Jennifer English?
Jennifer English.
No.
Kirsty Ryder?
Nope.
Shayla Nix?
Nope.
I'm running out of names here.
She's in Baldur's Gate. She's really good. She's probably in a bunch of movies too, or games too.
I was going to say, most of them are games.
Anyways. Can't remember.
We'll figure it out later. I was going to... Yeah, she's Shadowheart. Jennifer English.
Shadowheart. There you go. Jennifer English.
That's her. That's who it is.
I told you it was Jennifer English.
Yeah. You didn't just deny that.
Oh my God, let's go.
Okay, so play Clair Obsur, but also the Oblivion Remaster came out while he was gone. That was unfortunate.
I played it though. I played it.
No, I know,
through my phone.
I'm saying that was unfortunate we didn't record an episode when it shadow dropped. That would have been perfect. But it felt like this was kind of in the towards the release date. It felt like everybody kind of knew that this was coming. The secret stopped being a secret for a while.
Did you play it?
No, I haven't even. I downloaded it. I haven't played it yet.
I played it. Played a lot of hours of it.
Is it fun?
Yes and no.
Okay.
It's already uninstalled. Boy, did that thing come to a screeching halt. At first, I was really excited because I was like, wow, I'm playing a remastered, definitely remaster, not a remake. Even though the lines blur between the definition, I guess, but it's mostly remastered because it doesn't really change anything other than the graphics, which are fantastic, and which might have been the worst problem with Oblivion in the first place was the graphics. When we talked about it before, it came out at a time when the 360 came out, and there were not a lot of people had great PCs, and people were, it could have ran on the original Xbox, maybe. I don't know. It's just like an in-between generational game, and it had really ugly characters, but they were meme-worthy and awesome.
It's true.
So this one has better graphics, but it still feels like you're playing a game from 20 years ago, for sure.
Yeah, I remember,
and there's a lot of problems with it.
I remember hearing that when the rumors first started going around, they were saying it was like a full rebuild of the combat system and all of that stuff. Is that?
Yeah, no. It's a little bit.
Yeah.
Like you're blocking, you get some feedback. Your sword play, you get feedback. Not enough. Not nearly as much as like Skyrim.
I've heard playing a mage is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, I had a Nord with a great sword, and I was like, nope, can't do that. It's too boring.
This is the
so
nerdiest.
I just went to Dark Elf.
This might be the nerdiest podcast we've ever made.
Dumber.
I was a Nord, and then switched to a Dark Elf.
Yeah, whatever. And then I eventually got to the point where I was a higher level. I'm champion of the arena already.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody started, I forgot that everybody levels up with you. So it makes it pointless to even level up. You might as well just beat the game at level 1, 2, or 3 instead of level 50 and 60.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the same difficulty. So instead of running into bandits with elven armor, you run into bandits that look like they're homeless.
I want to see the elven armor on a rad scorpion.
Yeah.
Whatever that equivalent
a mud
is
crab?
in Oblivion. Yeah.
Yeah, a mud crab.
It's
funny.
Been a success from everything we've seen. I think I saw recently 4 million copies sold.
No, it said played. Got to watch out for that.
Did it say that? I thought.
Yeah.
Are you sure? I thought it said
don't
4
know.
million. Okay. Hey, thanks for the retort, dude.
Thanks.
That's a penalty box. Adding nothing. No.
Penalty box.
I did see. Digital Foundry said it was one of the worst running games that they had ever tested on PC.
Oh, really?
Which is really funny.
It's basically
worst performing games in terms of like how it runs on.
It's basically the Unreal Engine painted over the Creation Engine.
Yeah.
Which wasn't called that back then, but it's the same one.
Mm-hmm. So Digital Foundry gave it, I mean, they didn't review it, but they said it runs like garbage on PC apparently. So
I would say that when you're on Xbox Series X at 60 frames, when you're outdoors, it runs like 40 to 60 constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Indoors, like in a cave, there might be only 3 different types of caves. It runs a lot better. And that's another thing. When I started to see the same cave design over and over again, I'm like, oh, I forgot why I didn't like it that much.
Do you remember?
But it does have a lot of cool things that you can do. A lot of character building that is awesome. Like, I mean, no one does it better.
No, there's people that do it better.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate does it better.
Been a long time. It's just we really gave Bethesda a lot of leeway when it came to, hey, you guys make some cool character stuff and cool side quests.
Yeah,
we'll put up with the jank, but it feels like we're kind of getting past that.
Yeah, I mean, you play Kingdom Come, Deliverance 2, and then play Oblivion Remake. Come on.
Yeah, night and day difference, seemingly, and one's made with obscenely less money. Than the other. But it's been a big success for them. Seemingly. Lots of it'll be interesting to see if Bethesda continues to do like the shadow drop thing. If this is maybe a test for them to try for,
I'll tell you this much:
the next Elder Scrolls 2 or whatever.
If they would have remastered in the same way,
Fallout 3,
Morrowind, I would have enjoyed it a lot more because Morrowind is a lot bigger departure from Skyrim, which everybody's used to.
Morrowind was 2D, wasn't it?
No, it was 3D.
It was not, but it was pixel.
No,
it looked like garbage. Comparatively,
it looked like Oblivion, but with I thought less polygons.
It looked like Fallout 2 or Tactics did. In compared to 3.
No.
All right, let's just cut that.
It looks like Halo 2.
Okay, well, Halo 2 still looks good though. Like even the old one.
Yeah, I think Morrowind looks great.
Hey, are subjective, right? That's what they say. So there you go.
I would have much rather a Morrowind.
You know what I'd rather have?
Remaster.
The Fallout 3 remaster. What are we doing?
No, Fallout 3?
Fallout 3 remaster.
Why would you remaster 3?
Or New Vegas. But I'm more of a 3 guy myself. But still, just give me one of those. Which actually makes me think they are going to do that.
I think they might do that
Oblivion.
If they can do the whole Unreal Engine over the top of their old engine. That's what I mean. It might work out pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Do Morrowind. That'd be really cool.
Free money for them.
Really cool. Morrowind is a lot more of an adventure, and you can build your own spells and their spears.
What's the first one called? Is it just Elder Scrolls?
No, Elder Scrolls Daggerfall. The one is Arena, then Daggerfall, then
so it's Elder Scrolls Arena.
Yeah,
Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim.
These are all areas.
6.
Arena is not an area.
Yeah,
but
yeah. That's something. I don't think a lot of people don't realize that. Then when they're first getting into it, they're like, "Oh, Skyrim's the name of the place."
Yeah,
yeah. That's
usually
correct.
named after a country or like a province.
Yeah,
and but Oblivion is the underworld.
It's hell.
It's Cyrodiil. Yeah,
yeah. Stop it, nerd.
I can talk Elder Scrolls all day.
I know. Well, we got to stop you doing that. Ghost of Yotei got its release date with an unbelievable trailer.
Oh, I didn't see that trailer.
Oh my god, the trailer's so good. The trailer's so good. I saw the trailer and I was like, just inject this into me right now.
Is it a turn-based game?
You could put me into a coma right here. Just hit me with I look like Booker from Infinite. It hit me with
Bioshock?
one of the plasmids, but the plasmids put James into a coma plasmid and then wake him up October 2nd because that's when the release date is. And I'd be cool with that because this game looks so good. It looks gorgeous. It looks awesome.
That's dangerously close to Grand Theft Auto.
I'll get to that after that.
Okay.
But the thing that actually blew me away about this, I'm usually not a collector's edition person of any game I've ever played. This collector's edition is pretty sick. You get a full to scale mask, like the ghost mask.
Yeah.
That it's actually made of. You get like a sash that has the name of the Yotei clan on it, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of cool stuff. You get like a full-on board game that you can play.
Okay, that's cool.
Game.
But the sash, I don't.
The sash. I'd hang that up. I'd hang that up in my room.
No,
it says the Yotei clan on it. That'd be pretty cool. But it's written in Japanese, so it's like the Yotei members of the Yotei clan. The mask and it comes on a stand. Looks awesome. There's some other stuff in there, but you can get there's a full-on board game that you play in the game that you can actually play outside of the game. It looked really cool, and I was like, this thing is going to cost $700. I bet there was no actual number on it, but I was like, this might be the first collector's edition again. Also, people that buy collector's edition, do you think there's any buyer's remorse? Like, if you bought the collector's edition to what's a bad sequel that came out that everybody was excited for?
Dead Space 3.
Oh. Yes. If you bought the collector's edition to Dead Space 3, do you think people were upset about it? Because they're like, oh, this game isn't nearly as good as...
I don't know. I think people get the collector's edition because they want to collect it, right? And then maybe they want to keep the value up with a collector's item. Yeah, I guess. It doesn't really matter if it's good or not. Someone will want it.
Yeah.
I haven't bought a collector's edition in a long time. Mm-hmm. I bought the collector's edition of Jade Empire.
Okay.
And then all that time in between last year, I bought the collector's edition of Vanillaware's Unicorn Overlord.
Oh, really?
Which also comes with the board game, yeah.
There you go. Cool.
Which is the same game you play in the game.
Yeah.
It's cool.
But imagine getting a collector's edition for...
What?
Fear 3.
Yeah, that would suck.
Oh, and then you have the collector's item, and then every time you see it, you're like, why'd I do that?
Yeah.
That would be awful. Man, 3's bad number for video games. Just thought of that.
It is.
Bad number.
You know why?
Because Half-Life ruined it?
No, it's just because if it happens too quickly, people are already tired of it. Yeah. If it happens too long, it's not going to live up to anything. You have to just change it by the time you get to the third. I think Mafia 3 is the worst out of all of them, but it's still pretty good. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is the third one in the series.
Yeah.
But they don't call it a 3. So you got to do something else. Avoid 3.
3. You know what's crazy is I don't love Mafia 3, but I have an affinity for Mafia 3. I've played that game beginning to end.
It's okay. It's not bad.
4 times.
Really?
I've beaten the hell out of that game.
I just think the setting is way better than the actual story and the gameplay.
It's acted very well.
Yeah.
Like that's one
I love the post-Vietnam South.
Yeah.
Louisiana, right?
Music's amazing too, obviously. Anyways, why were we talking about that?
Whatever. I don't know.
Collector's editions, that's why.
Yeah.
Speaking of GTA.
Yeah.
Because you said October 2nd might be really close to GTA. We don't have an official date yet for GTA, by the way. But Borderlands 4, imagine getting a collector's edition for Borderlands 3. Borderlands 4, they moved up their release date by 11 days, which I thought was interesting. Releasing on September 12th instead of September 23rd.
Why?
It's interesting you brought that up. Do you know who the publisher is for
2K?
Okay.
That's funny.
Kind of. But...
Kind of 2K. It is 2K.
No, 2K Gearbox develops.
Yeah.
Publisher, Take-Two.
Yeah. Yes.
Right?
Same thing.
So who publishes
Take-Two? Yes.
Who GTA 6.
Yes.
So
they would know when their game's coming out, right?
Exactly. So either
it'll come out before,
or I'm thinking after in October, or even further, like into December, November.
That I don't think that.
You don't think December, November?
No, what, GTA?
Yeah.
No, it's possible. I just don't think that they moved because of a GTA date.
You don't think I did?
I don't think they're anywhere near.
Yeah.
Maybe.
How often do we see games pushed up, though?
The publisher's not going to want to cannibalize its own game unless they're Electronic Arts.
Well, okay. To be fair, though, Strauss Zelnick did have a quote in this story.
Oh, I want to hear him.
Yeah,
this guy's I love Strauss, one of our biggest viewers.
Yeah, he's a huge fan.
No, he is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Shout out Strauss. I don't even know what you look like, Strauss. I'll be honest with you. Is he German? Swiss?
No.
Is he?
He's Jamaican, bro.
Jamaican. Is he?
No, of course he's German. He's German American. He speaks. I don't know if he's. I know he's American, but I don't know. I don't know where he's born. Who knows?
This is me.
Speaks perfectly good English.
By the way, this is me actually just trying to filibuster because I can't. I got to find the story because I didn't write the actual quote down.
Okay, let me do it.
No, you're making up quotes. Oh wait, you mean filibuster?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Fill me up, Buster.
I don't think that they moved it. I think that GTA is. I don't think it's going to be released
this year.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it's going to be released anywhere near September.
No, I agree with that.
I think it might be released in the middle of October or not at all this year.
You don't think so? I would see it in November.
I am.
November, December.
No, I just don't want. I don't think they want to compete with Call of Duty. I think they want their own month. November is the month of Call of Duty.
But that's the thing is, I don't think they care about that.
I don't think they would need to, but I mean, there's a lot of money behind this, and a lot of people with money behind this, and investors and all this stuff. The game is the world of games is going to change when this game comes out, and I think they want it to to be on their own month. The
question that this was from an IGN article. They asked Strauss Zelnick. This was actually in an interview back in February, but it works for this. Could Take-Two's big games, and by that they mean GTA 6, end up doing more harm to each other than good by releasing too close to each other, as Borderlands.
And what did he say?
4. And he said as you expect, Zelnick said Take-Two is planning its releases to avoid a risk of cannibalization, insisting the timing is driven by a desire to respect the consumer's need to spend a lot of time playing these hit games before they go on to the next. He continued and said, no, I think we will plan the releases so as to not have that be a problem. And what we found is when you're giving consumers hits, they tend to be interested in pursuing other hits. In other words, this is still his quote. In other words, I've said this many times, even when the hits aren't ours, they're a good thing for the industry. In this case, we hope that the hits will largely be ours, of course. So we feel really good about it. And I think that we will time our releases so as to respect the consumer's need to spend a lot of time playing these hit games before they go on to the next. So you could be right.
I like fell asleep.
But is he moving Borderlands 4 forward in order to create room for? How often do we see games pushed forward? Especially now.
You mean push early or later?
No, early. This game's
coming 10 days earlier.
11 days earlier.
It happens a lot, dude.
Not for AAA games like this. No way.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. We never see it happen.
It does. It happens all the time.
We see delays immensely more.
I can't give you an example, but it happens all the time. I know it happens all the time. And someone did it not too long ago. Who was it? It was in February, I think. Someone were like, "Oh, they're moving a week ahead, probably because it's some sort of with advertising and other things,
or they're
making room,
they're moving the chess pieces, as they say."
Well, a lot of times when you do your release date, you miss the mark, and sometimes if you're ready to go a week early, and the window is better a week early, then they take it. That happens all the time.
Or they're getting out of the way of Ghosts of Yotei, which would be awesome. You know what's going to suck? I just thought about this.
What?
GTA 6 is going to release late October, and Yotei is just going to get swallowed. That'll make me sad forever.
I don't know. I think Yotei's fine. It's a PlayStation game.
You think so?
Yeah. Sony game. It's good. A single player, open world Sony game, third person action. My God.
Tell that to Horizon. Release the same day Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, and then before and after Elden Ring.
Yeah, and it's doing great.
It did okay.
It did do okay. I mean, they're making a third game, so all right.
That was before they even released the second one.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Guerrilla.
The DLC did so well.
Yeah, Guerrilla. Can you just do something else?
Oh, but they're good. Games are so good. All right. That's the news.
Yeah, games releasing this week. I'm gonna bang them out.
Yeah.
Oh, Fragpunk.
By the way, this game, I don't think it's going to do well on console. I hate to report this to you. I'm sorry. I think it's gonna get swallowed right now.
It's an interesting time.
Yeah.
But for multiplayer games, there's not a lot of multiplayer games right now. This game did really well and then not doing so well lately on PC. I think there was a lot of concurrent players, and then recently it's like peaked at 10,000 or 11,000, which is still pretty good, but not nearly as good as it was. So a console release, whatever. They didn't advertise it at all yesterday.
I had no idea.
Yesterday, I went to pre-download it, and it was the old pre-download. So when you go to the store page, it defaults to the main page. The reviews are like, I'm still waiting. It's like, I don't know what's going on. It is out right now, so people are playing it now.
Oh yeah, it's out right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think I didn't know this was coming out right now. I totally forgot.
Yeah, it seemed like they barely made that 2-month wait. Where they say we're going to release it in 2 months from now during season 2. I don't know if it's going to be undercooked or not.
This feels like they need the injection.
I'll tell you next week though.
Yeah,
because I'm going to download it immediately right when I get home.
See, that's the thing is, I don't think I will. I am an audience for this, I guess.
Yeah, you are. This is your game, dude.
I really want to play Clair Obsur.
I know.
I gotta play Oblivion still.
No, you don't. Just forget that.
Well, I never played Oblivion, so I want to play Oblivion.
You're going to be like, I've never played Oblivion. You don't have any nostalgia for this game whatsoever. You're going to hate it.
No, but you'd think that for
turn-based RPGs.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
I was told forever. Well, my mind told me I'd hate.
Yeah, you gotta stop listening to your mind and listen to your boy.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
Download.
I'd actually be dead.
Unicorn Overlord.
That's not going to happen either.
You're going to be like, wow, Grant was right.
You put down the next one here. You said Ninth Dawn remake.
Yeah, Ninth Dawn remake.
That's not Until Dawn the remake.
No,
that's different.
Ninth Dawn is an old school first person.
So we'll move on. No,
action game. And it's very pixelated. So it says remake, but it's still hyper pixelated. It looks cool. Looks really, really cool. So I put it down, and that's it.
There's a game coming out in June that I'm actually really excited for that I saw a trailer for that looks really cool. It's called The Precinct.
Yeah.
And it's
ooh.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, but Ready or Not is coming to console.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
I can't wait.
That's not this week.
No. Okay, it's just announced that it's coming for console.
I think that's in June too. And June's actually kind of shaping up to be kind of a big month. For
that game will do real well on console.
The Sifu soccer game's out in June too.
That's another.
Oh my God. I cannot tell you how excited I am for that game. Finally, we get a good arcade style game.
Yes.
That's
finally. It happened to be soccer, but
yeah. And they're just like,
they'll be fine.
Rocket League. It's like they're playing soccer. Why don't we
just make a soccer game?
Why don't we make a soccer game that's like Rocket League? Yeah, God, I'm so excited for that game. That game comes out in June too, I think. And I think they have a beta coming up on console.
I'm sure they've had a bunch of closed betas so far.
I've seen clips of it on PC.
Me too.
It looks so cool.
Looks like it's going to be a high skilled game. It's going to be fun.
I'm excited. Anyways, just like Rocket League is too.
Yeah.
Games we're playing. Guess what? Clair Obsur.
That's what you're playing?
Solely.
So good.
So good. It's the only thing I want to play right now. It's what I'm thinking about right now.
I am thinking about it. I want to try out Fragpunk, and I'll play that for an hour. Then I'll end the night with Clair Obsur.
That's what everybody's going to do, unfortunately. And now Fragpunk will die. Unfortunately.
Sorry, Fragpunk. It's a good game, though. So
a lot of games are that die.
But I want to play, or I wanted to say I played the Metal Eden demo, which is on Xbox as well, by the way, because I mentioned to him that it wasn't because I didn't see it, but it is. Awesome. I can't wait for this game to come out. There is some problems on the demo that I'll mention real fast. There is an aim acceleration problem.
How about we turn that off forever?
Or at least turn it on when you get like to almost 360 degrees.
It's the same thing with film grain. Literally nobody wants...
film grain hides some stuff, though, sometimes. It could hide stuff.
Yeah, but you turn it off just like every other normal person.
Yeah. I mean,
You don't need it.
Running in 4K and stuff, 1440. Right. There's some framey stuff going on too. But other than that, it's a great shooter. You're going to like this. It's a really good streamlined Doom-like shooter with a very good cyberpunk
soundtrack
aesthetics.
Too.
Soundtrack is banging. Holy crap. The way the levels are designed are really cool. You just go from arena to arena and they make it more like this is an Unreal Tournament style arena where you're jumping around, getting armor, getting all that stuff, and a boss comes out. There's waves. Sometimes there's not.
And you're fast?
Very fast.
Okay.
It's got a really cool mechanic of healing. So you can rip out people's, these like cybernetic hearts and you can crush them.
This does sound like Doom.
Yeah. You can.
The hell?
It's not, but you do it from far away. And you crush them to get a melee boost or a shield boost. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's awesome. It's a really good loop. It's just the demo has a little bit of technical problems, which demos sometimes do. Yeah. So
it's a demo.
I'm not going to hate it for that. I'm going to get this game. This game's going to be awesome. I will say that. On PC, it runs perfect. Not on my computer, but it does.
The towers were still standing when you bought your computer, so.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
My tower is still standing.
Did you get my joke I was making there?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
You made.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're not supposed to say. That's going to wrap things up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hey, we're going to have a special thing next week. We'll have the episode. We're going to do something a little different at the very end of the episode for video only. So if you're listening to this podcast next week, tune into the video. We're going to do something a little special for you. Just tune into it. We'll have the whole podcast. And at the end, we'll have our new special little...
it's going to be one of those segments where you're going to yell at the... your screen.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that next week. So pay attention to the YouTube channel, Active Reload. Go check it out, subscribe to, and we'll be there next week. And we'll have this one this week, right now. So,
a new studio is imminent too.
New studio is imminent too. Change of scenery. I think we've been saying that for 6 months.
I know.
All right. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in.
Later.